Hi everyone, and welcome back to Fully Playable Games. So on today's video we're going to be doing another repair, and this time it is on a console that I think is grossly underappreciated, and I will say it is grossly underappreciated in my collection as well, which I am hoping to change going forward, and that is the Sega Dreamcast. So I've been asked by a friend if I could have a look at it. They said that when they plug it in, the controllers don't work, and yeah, there's just no life from the controllers. So it powers on and everything like that, but yeah, it just doesn't, the controller doesn't work. That is actually quite a common fault on the Sega Dreamcast. Basically what happens is just behind the controller ports, there is a resettable fuse that goes bad. So what you tend to do is you tend to replace that fuse. You also switch out the clock battery, and yeah, it normally sorts it all out. But it is just that fuse that will affect the controllers. The clock battery just makes it a bit easier to swap the battery out when it goes flat. So that is what we're going to be doing today. So what we'll do is we'll jump over to the desk, and yeah, we'll get it all tested, make sure that it's the same faults that we're being told about, and then we'll go ahead and crack it open and get the repair done. Okay, so I have got the Dreamcast all set up on the desk now. What I've done is I've set it up with one of the controllers that come with it, so we can see what's going on. So let's get it turned on and see what's happening. So we've got the light come on the front. Oh, let me just turn my sound down. I turned it on a minute ago and it was just not displaying out, and I just haven't plugged in, and it was getting a buzzing noise. So right, so let's have a look. Yeah, absolutely nothing. Not even getting anything up on the screen. Okay, I think that's quite cut and dry, so let's power that off. And what I'm going to do is I am going to just unplug everything and move it off to the side. I'm going to bring my towel in because I've just recently done another repair just before this. And then what we'll do is switch over to the overhead camera. Bring that in. There we go. So with the Dreamcast, so you've got the modem. A lot of the time you have the modem on the side. You need to pull that off, and then there are 4 screws that you've got to remove. So what I'm going to do is just get my... I think it's going to be that one, isn't it? Yep, that feels about right. And just literally zip all the screws out. And I will admit, I do like the Dreamcast because it is a really easy console to work on. So that's at the back there, and then the 2 at the front. And then all you do is the top cover just lifts off. There's no cables or anything to worry about when you're doing it, so that makes it easy as. Right, so the bit that we're going to be focusing on is just down the front here. So I've got to remember how it all comes out. So you've got 4 screws. I've got to take... I'm just going to try it and do this without taking the power supply off first. Just see if I can just undo those 4 screws. So I will be honest, it's been quite a while since I last done this. Because I have done this repair before. I've done it on my own Dreamcast. Okay, so we don't need to undo anything, do we? Right, so first off, we've got to disconnect this fan, so that just pulls out there, and then there we go, just disconnect that ribbon cable from the motherboard itself, and then the console itself can just go off to the side. We don't need that for now. And then what I'm going to do is, just to make life a bit easier, I'm going to pull the screws out and put them off to the sides. Right, so what I'm going to do is, let me zoom in on this camera up the top here. So the bits that we are looking at here are going to be this fuse and the battery. So they're going to need to be swapped out. But what I've got is, in this little kit, we've got a new fuse and a new battery holder. To be quite honest, it comes with the capacitor that goes just here. But that capacitor looks in really good condition, so I'm not going to worry about changing that out. I am going to see if... yeah, there you go, that just comes out. So I'm going to move that off to the side so it's out of our way. And yeah, it's just these two bits that we're going to be unsoldering. So it's not going to take too much. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to go and get my solder stand set up and get the soldering iron and the desoldering gun all plugged in. And what we'll do is, we'll get those swapped out, get them put back in, and hopefully this will be a quick and easy fix. Okay, so the 4 points that we're going to be looking at are these two and these two. So what I'm going to do is, first off, I'm going to put a bit of flux on all four. And just going to put a bit of solder on, just to make it a bit easier to unsolder them. Right, so that's that bit. Now what I'm going to do is, hopefully my desoldering gun is up to temperature. Alright, so what we'll do is, you get rotate that off to the side, and just get the soldering iron on it. So the thing with these is they've actually folded it over. Instead of giving it a clean cut, there you go, that one's loose anyway now, so that's good. So it's just the other side that we've got to get loose. There we go. So that is the fuse removed. And it's just the battery now we need to undo. So once again, the tabs have been folded over, so it makes it really difficult to unsolder it. Where is my tweezers? There we go, so that's that one. What I'm trying not to do is try not to do any damage on the board itself. So I'll tell you what we'll do. We've got one of them off, so, or one of them up, so hopefully we can get it to slide out. Oh, actually, I have completely missed one. That's why this isn't coming out as easy as I thought it would. So there's actually a third point just at the bottom here that I missed out on. So what I'll do, there we go, that one's actually come up quite nicely actually. So let's, there we go. It's nearly there. Okay, so it is just this bottom one that's holding on now. There we go. And that is the battery, the old battery out as well. So I'm just going to stick them on there for now. Going to turn off the desoldering gun. Put that up and out the way so it's not in our way anymore. And then, right, so I need some IPA. Just to give it a bit of a clean, get rid of that flux that's on there. And we'll get the new bits put in. Alright, and what I'm going to do is just get a bit of solder wick just to try and get the little bits of solder that are left just on that battery, on the holes for the battery compartment. There we go, that looks... Yep, that's all good. Right, so next up what we want is to just get the fuse. What I want to try and do is to match the new one. Oh no, I don't need to match the new one because it's not... Sorry, the last one of these that I'd done, it come with another one of these. So with this one, don't need that. It should just go straight in. So drop that straight in like that, and then just twist the legs the other side so that it stays in place. And with the battery holder, that can only go in one way. So we're all good for that. He says. There we go. So that is that. And then what we'll do is just a bit of flux. And then just get these soldered on. Where's my cleaner? There we go. So let's have a quick look. Yep, they all look good. So what I'm going to do is just to go. And then just spruce some IPA on that. And where did I put the toothbrush? Toothbrush just there. Let's give that. And there we go. Sweet as a nut. So we've got the new fuse on and the new battery terminal. So what we'll do now is, tell you what, actually, if you give me a couple of minutes, I'm going to tidy some of the stuff up on the desk, and then we'll start getting it back into the Dreamcast. Okay, so now I've got the desk a bit clearer, we can actually concentrate on getting everything back together. So what we're going to do is, first off, I'm going to plug the ribbon cable back in. Plug it into both the motherboard and the controller boards. There we go. Plug the fan back in. Oh, probably can't see, my hand's in the way. Right, and then what we'll do is we'll get the 4 screws on the front put back in for now. And what we'll do is once we've got these in, I'm then going to go through and just turn on the console, just to see if what we've done has made any difference at all. So with these kits that you get where you replace these bits, they also come with a new LED as well. Personally, I've never swapped it out because I like my consoles to be as original as possible. Obviously with this, it's quite an unintrusive mod, especially putting the battery in, but as well it's also, I deem it as a necessity because, as I say, these fuses do go, so yeah, it's something to always consider doing when you get a Dreamcast, is to potentially just open it straight up, replace those 2 bits, and then at least you know that it is good to go from there. So what we're going to do is plug the cable in, plug the power in. I'm going to be careful not to go anywhere near the power supply, but what I am going to do before I forget is to put the battery in. So there we go, I've got the battery in, and then I'm just going to grab the controller again. And what I'm going to do is, once again, I'm just going to angle my camera up so that you can see my screen there. There we go, plug that in, so I should get a blue screen come up. In your own time. There we go. So we now try turning it on, and that's not a good sign, the fact that that's not come up. Okay, could it be dodgy controllers then? Right, let's turn it off. So it did come with 2 controllers, so I'll try the other one in there. Oh, nothing from that either. Okay, so let's have a go. Just giving the ports a bit of a clean. then we'll grab out another toothbrush. We get a different one to what we were using before. Alright. Right, let's try this one. No, nothing at all. Let's see if I plug into a... Alright, tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to go and grab my controller, see if that makes a difference. Okay, so this is my controller, and I know that this works. Okay, so let's put my controller off to the side and the spare controller off to the side. Okay, so let's get the board back out. There's definitely power getting to the board because that fan is running. I am wondering if we do need to replace this. Okay, let's what I'm going to do is get all the soldering iron back on, and then we'll swap that capacitor out. Not that I think that that is going to be the cause of it, but better to be safe than sorry. So let me get the soldering iron put back on, and then yeah, we'll get that swapped out. Okay, so it is going to be these solder points that we need to remove. And then we get some solder wire out. Okay, that's out. And then grab the solder wick again just to tidy those up. So then hopefully the new one will go in without a problem. And there we go. Right, finally. So just bend those over. Have I mullered that bit? I don't know. Let's have a quick look. Let's get this one on. I think I have. But say that though, they are. Looks like they're both meant to be linked just there, so I could cheat a bit. There you go. There's nowhere near pretty, but yeah, don't know what happened there. It just completely come away from me. I thought it did, but wasn't too sure at the time. I'm just going to so let's give that a bit of a clean up. Ugh, damn boards. Okay, there seems to be a lot that's gone through to that other side. No. No. Can't leave it like that. Okay, so let's try and get this sorted. Alright, there we go. That's cleaned that up. Ow. So what I'm going to do is just touch up there we go. Make sure. Yeah, now I'm just going to go and get the multimeter just to make sure that there's no bridges. Is that bridging? No. Okay. Right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start this again because I am not happy with how they're all looking. So I do not know what happened with that. Don't know why that pad come off. Not happy about that. Right, let's get this board cleaned up. Actually, yeah, I think I've realised why this wasn't working. I have been a complete donut. That isn't a fuse. I have no... Yeah, that is a resistor, not a fuse. So that is why the board's not working, because that's the fuse that I was meant to replace, not that one. Oh, right. So let's go through and let's fix this. So first off, we're going to remove the new fuse. That we didn't need to put into that place. Right, so there's the fuse. So first off, I want to test the fuse, make sure that I haven't destroyed it. Okay, so the fuse is still okay. So what I am gonna do now is, so let's get this resistor back in. Right, so that is the resistor back on. Right, so let's get a new capacitor in. I just want to test that there's no so is that actually alright, let's have a look. Okay, so I think looking at this, so you got these two there you go. So these two are actually plus, this is a minus, and this actually goes down to the fan. So the capacitor is actually for the fan. So yeah, I mean, what I'm going to have to do is put it on here and then run a wire from there down to there, where I've screwed it up basically. I think that's where it needs to go. Or does it? I can't quite tell. Okay, let's do that. Okay, so I have spent probably the last half hour trying to resolve the issues that I've caused on this board. So what I've done is I've put the fuse where it should be, put the resistor back in, and also replaced the or put a new capacitor in, and then just put a little jump wire from where it should be to there. It is not pretty in the slightest, but hopefully it will work. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to clear everything off, get the board put back into the Dreamcast, and then we'll test it, and then yeah, we'll take it from there. There we go. Right, so that's that. And what I'm going to do is I am just going to plug it in. Now, I just want to see that the fan runs, which it does. So what we'll do now is we will plug it all in and then just get it up on the screen. So what I'll do is I will just angle up my camera. Grab one of the controllers. Right, so fingers crossed. Nothing up on the controller. Oh, but yes it is, there we go. So we've got Capcom up on the controller for some reason. But as you can see, we can select everything. Yeah, that looks to be okay actually. So, right, what I'll do now is if I power that off, stick that off to the side and just unplug everything. And what we'll do is we get these screws back in, actually screw the board down. Okay, so that is that, and then what I'm going to do is just bring the towel back in and grab the cover. So the cover just slides back on the top again, and then once again just the 4 screws to go back in. So I'll start off in this corner because it's the easiest one to do. Okay, so just slot the modem back on. Right, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to get everything switched over and get the console hooked back up to the capture card. And what we'll do is we will stick a game in. And yeah, just make sure that everything works as it should. Okay, so I have got Metropolis Street Racer in the console. So if we get it turned on, and there we go. We've got the Dreamcast logo coming up, which is good. And it's loading straight into the game. So I'm just going to skip through all of the cutscenes just to get into one of the actual races. There we go. We've got the Metropolis Street Racer come up on the controller, which is good. So what I'm more looking at is just to make sure that sort of all the buttons are working. I'm pretty sure they all are, but I just want to make sure. So I'm going to select 50, just so we know. Ensure that your local time is correct. Let's just adjust this then, because it is 7 minutes past 8. Continue. Yeah, I think it's GMT standard. Don't know. It's the only thing that I find with a Dreamcast is it is exceptionally noisy when it's reading discs. Come on. Right, start. Single player. Oh, I don't want to create anyone. Oh, got to do everything. Right, yes, that's fine. Just let me race. Proceed without saving. Yep. Right, so your garage. Challenge. Right, if I go back and just do. Just test drive. Continue. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, right, start. That's all we want to do. So, as I say, everything seems to be working as it should. I just want to get it onto an actual game, just so that we can see.
3, 2.
There you go. Triggers are working.
Now this is a truly great track for newcomer Zephyr, and it's called California Demon.
Don't know what B is meant to do. Yeah, I am fine with that. So there we go. We have, after an absolute I'll turn that off for now. So after an absolute mess of a repair, probably one of the worst repairs I've ever done, we have managed to bring this Dreamcast back to life, thankfully. So yes, I am going to wrap up this repair here, get the Dreamcast all packed away. What I am going to do is, the guy that I'm fixing it for, I will let him know that we've had a couple of problems and what I've actually done to it, just to make sure he's happy with it. And yeah, so that is going to wrap it up for today. If you did enjoy the video and you did find it useful, don't forget to hit that like button. And if you're not already, smash that subscribe button for hopefully better repair videos than this going forward. And yeah, with that said, thank you so much for watching today. Really hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you on the next one. All right, bye.